It's an honor to be here. I just came here from the house where Richard Nixon grew up, and I'm still a little awestruck by the good fortune I had to play the piano that Richard Nixon played. He continues to reveal a lot of commonality that I aspire to in a man who deserves to be remembered for what he actually did to our foreign policy, which will become the main subject of my speech this evening. Before I get into that, I wanted to share a little bit of background with you. I see some familiar faces, but mostly new, on a little bit about my background and why I'm in this race for U.S. president. And that'll bring me to the doorstep of actually how we commemorate Nixon's legacy. My parents came to this country 40 years ago with no money. In a single generation, I have gone on to found multi-billion-dollar companies and did it while marrying my wife, Apoorva, and raising our two sons. That is the American dream. And I am deeply worried that that American dream will not exist for my two sons and their generation. I believe today we're in the middle of a national identity crisis. Faith, patriotism, hard work, family. These things have disappeared, only to be replaced by new secular religions in American life. Wokeism, transgenderism, climatism, COVIDism, globalism, depression, anxiety, fentanyl, suicide. These are symptoms of a deeper void of purpose and meaning in our country. And I speak to you today as a member of my generation. I'm 38 years old. I'm the youngest person ever to run for U.S. president as a Republican. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I'm rooting for victory. Thank you. And I'll tell you what's going on in our generation, right? Millennial, what's going on with the millennials? We are hungry for a cause. We are starved for purpose and meaning and identity. At a time in our national history when the things that used to fill our void, faith, patriotism, belief in God, nation, the things we talked about, when those have disappeared, that leaves a moral vacuum in its wake. And I think that presents our opportunity. I'm not speaking to conservatives, I'm speaking to Americans. That is our opportunity to step up and to fill that void with a vision of what it means to be an American today. You ask people my age that question, what does it mean to be an American? Try it. You get a blank stare in response, like a deer in the headlights reaction. That is the vacuum. That is the void. And for a long time, especially in the conservative movement, we have been running from something. Now is our moment to actually start running to something. To our vision of what it means to be a citizen of this nation. What does it mean to be American? To me, it means we believe in the ideals that set this nation into motion 250 years ago. Ideals like meritocracy and the pursuit of excellence. The idea that you get ahead in this country, not on the color of your skin, but on the content of your character and your contributions. That is why I've said I will end affirmative action in America. It's been a cancer on our national soul, and we are done with it. What does it mean to be American? It means we believe in the rule of law. I say this as the kid of legal immigrants to this country. We should be open to immigrants like them. But your first act of entering this country cannot break the law. That is why we will use our own military not to secure somebody else's border somewhere else, but to secure our own southern border in this country, in the United States of America. What does it mean to be an American? It means we believe in this radical dream that our founding fathers had 250 years ago. It means we believe in a radical dream that Richard Nixon had half a century ago. A radical dream that I have as a citizen today. That the people who we elect to run the government ought to be the ones who actually run the government, not the deep state managerial bureaucracy that actually runs the show today. That is why I've said that, you know what, if I can't be your president for more than 8 years and collect a paycheck from you all, the hardworking taxpayers, for that long, which I think is a good thing, then neither should any of those federal bureaucrats reporting into me either. 8-year term limits for the bureaucracy over civil service protections. That is what it means to revive accountability in government. If there are government agencies that should not exist, or which have become so corrupt that they have abandoned their original purpose, from the FBI to the IRS, to the ATF, to the CDC, to the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, to the U.S. Department of Education. We will not just reform them, we will get in there and shut it down. That is how we revive the integrity of a constitutional republic. These are not Democrat ideas or Republican ideas. These are not black ideas or white